Another man, Sam. Man had a big green hat. Here shortly I'm going to wish I had a big green umbrella. A little bit of rain moving in, but that's alright. That'll suffice. And it's hard to be upset when you're in the middle of the woods. Bankhead National Forest. Hop trail somewhere. Hopefully we'll find a few little waterfalls today, but it's just nice to be back out in the woods, exploring somewhere new. And there's always something interesting to see here. So let's go see what we find. When the leaves and the rain, it makes for some slick underfoot for sure. But thankfully this terrain isn't too bad so far. I've come up on a little spring here. I haven't been hiking too long. This right here is why I don't, or try to stay away from the old roads. It makes it easier on you to hike in and stuff. You take these little interesting draws and things and you come across something like this. It's a really nice old moonshine still site. Look at the can. Still intact here. This is the old buckets and things. This one's in a massive still, this whole thing. This is probably five feet across. Nice. It's always cool finding these things in the woods. You have to forgive the water droplets on the camera with this rain. It's going to be impossible to keep it off. I just want to say I love the woods this time of year. I mean, I love the woods any time of year. But it's just something like about late fall, like early winter, the transition. Still have the green of all this stage, and it may stay green most of the winter. So all the little leaves on the beech trees, the oaks, add a little bit of color to it. Just before, obviously, we get down into the hemlocks. We haven't had the huge freezes quite yet here. See these massive leaves. You look at my hand by comparison. This is the native, the magnolia tree. These things are gorgeous when they're huge. This one, unfortunately, is toppled over, but is coming back from the bottom. We get a little active spring right here. It's doing like it always does. High up in these drains. Appears and disappears, reappears again, and there it goes back underground again for a bit. Evidence of deer or pig here, I'm not sure which. Coming up on our first little waterfall here. It would be a waterfall if it wasn't so dry. Interesting little spot. Kind of shows you the effects of water on terrain or whatnot, and imagine the water flowing much faster over this, being turbulent, and then pushing off downstream. Look at these nice little holes like this. The stream is flowing pretty well now. This bodes well for future stuff downstream. Get my drift. Interesting little bowl-shaped area, bend in the creek here. You can never see this flooding enough. We're getting enough rain that we'll come up in this little floodplain area, but tree here, not a market tree. This is a really cool bent tree. Almost a gateway of sorts. These two trees, and then what do you see right there? A hemlock. In this area, in this neck of the woods, that's how you know you're starting to get to the good stuff. start to find where the hemlocks are going. Go down into those canyons where it couldn't be clear cut. For some reason I was interested in this little side stream here. That caught my eye. You see the tree stand? Ah, now look at the hemlock starting to fill in a little more. But also watch where you're putting your feet, so you don't fall in the water. Now it starts to get interesting. Magnificent old beech tree. All these young hemlocks. I would love to find some old carvings in this tree. A lot of times you strike out though. So many of the old trees, they would have had those carvings, are gone now. Find this little area here. If I can get across. Very slick. It's the first substantial shelter that I've seen. A great little spot for animals to bed down. You can see evidence of maybe a pig wallow right there. Amazing how quickly the landscape can change. Just deciduous trees and just kind of flat little lowland areas. And the creek really starts to fork. You have rock outcroppings, the hemlocks. You really get the sense that you're going down in elevation, going down into something. The moss, you make out the moss on those logs. Just a completely different environment and feel to it all. So nice to be in the forest, walk with these old giants. Beautiful landscape here. Look at the hemlock coming out of a little crevice here. The beech tree. Just little friends. Coming up on something quick here. A little drop off. Oh, it's the falls itself. It's kind of a dual falls here, and it is a bit dry, but that's okay, it's still beautiful. For those familiar with the spot, you'll know what this is. For those who don't, this is called Rex's Creek Falls. If you've watched this far into the video. Usually there's a lot of good flow over it. Gorgeous cascades. I'll be back here in the spring again. Show the difference that the trout makes. That's quite a nice little cascade that comes down right there. And then you got the other one. All but impossible to get both of these in the same shot. We come up this way and join into this gorgeous pool. And continue on downstream. That's where we're going. Wide angle view of the two falls. You can't see either of them now, unfortunately. Another drop up ahead. What I really love is this boulder. That's got deep and rich and green moss. This in the summer, this is a wonderful thing to find. It's a canyon wall. Press your back into it. So cool. Canyon here has turned out quite deep. As wet as it is, I don't dare get up to the edge. Unsure anything about this falls, but how far of a drop there really is. We're looking for a way down.